After a little bit of a kind of pace lift from Coupeteer, it's just been easy, cat and mouse. Gebrevet right at the back. Something's going to crack here. Somebody is going to think, you know, I can't leave this to the last 400, the last 500. And away Quemoy puts his foot down, as I say. Not in a way which it makes people panic. I thought he was going to go for it there. Just had a little bit of a surge, and then he's just checked back again.
Well, Quemoy has been good for so long. I mean, for 10 years, this man has been able to run very fast. He's gone through his ups and downs. He's had injuries. He had to go away from the sport a little bit, came back. Didn't know if he was going to come back to the sport. But he ran 3:27 as an 18-year-old. And then he did again last year as a 28-year-old. So has had a long career here and still looks very sharp.
Yeah, and that was the point I was making earlier on. You know, he was such a good youngster. He was so good. And everybody was looking at this career ahead of him. And, you know, he had all the credentials, could kick, was strong, was fast. And he kind of started to fall away a little bit. And as I said, in 22 when he got injured. But he's been, last 2 years, has been phenomenal. Right, is this moving now? Again, another little look at the front from Bekele. 3 laps to go. Still, all 8 men tucked together. He could just about throw a big blanket over them. It would have to be quite a big one, but nonetheless, he could probably just about do it.
Well, now it's about positioning and actually staying patient. You know, when you are someone like Grant Fisher, who we were talking about early on, being in that 3rd position, he's always kind of right there, tasting the front. And he said in his interview coming into this, yeah, he's done really well this indoor season, but he still thinks about 2 people beat him in the 5K at the Olympics and 2 people beat him in the 10K, and he doesn't like that. So he's very hungry to win races.
Coupeteer, the first to kind of nudge onto the shoulder of Bekele. Because he's done that, he then just responds a little bit. Others start to look for a good position. Quemoy looks like he's working a little hard for me on the inside, just even with this slight lift in pace. Fisher, comfortable, looks relaxed. So does Gebrevet. Gebrevet looks as though he's just got his eyes on Fisher. They're coming around with 2 laps to go. Still, all 8 men tucked together. No real moves at the front here from Bekele. Pace still not on here. They'll go through the gears at some point, but for the moment, they're still cruising.
So the 2 guys in the back were the 2 guys that came from behind at the Olympics to get 2nd and 5th. Keep your eye on them, but this is exactly where Fisher wants to be, on the shoulder, watching what's going on in front, waiting, almost pounce, getting ready to pounce.
Quemoy still looks like he's working hard for me at the back. Gebrevet watching Fisher ahead of him. We haven't really mentioned Dylan Jacobs. He's still in there with the green vest.
5th at the World Indoors was Dylan Jacobs, having a good indoor season, now training in Boulder with the On Athletic Group.
So Thierry and Dikomwenyao on the outside of Bekele, tucked on the inside Coupeteer, Grant Fisher on his shoulder. Here comes Gebrevet on the outside, the Ethiopian being followed by Quemoy, and they're going to take the bell, and finally the pace starts to arrive. Bekele at the front, and Gebrevet's gone hard, and he's gone fast, he's gone quick, and Grant Fisher's been caught unawares there. Quemoy not able to cover, and it is indeed Dylan Jacobs who's going with him.
Watching Grant Fisher there, right there, he had to make a move. It was a big move. He had to kind of slide through, and this is where he will use that strength and speed that he had over the indoor season. But look at Dylan Jacobs.
Jacobs has stayed quiet all the way through this. Could this be the biggest win of his career? Grant Fisher's now on terms. Coupeteer coming back into it as well. Quemoy even rallying. And right on the outside, the Americans are charging. It's Dylan Jacobs, Coupeteer, and Grant Fisher, who's meant to win this. Is Fisher going to get ahead? Grant Fisher has just got it up. He's going to do it by a metre. Fisher gets it. That was a brilliant finish. A race which took a while to get going, but in the end, a big, big last lap.
Look at that, 51-second last lap. Woo!